Yes, indeed. Welcome to one Bladtcast after another, the Bladtcast. Very excited to be here. Those of you watching on the Bladtcast and some other places, including Hughezy Entertainment from the great Adam Hughezy, the H-Man Hughes. How are you, sir?
Quite wonderful, and not to get inappropriate too early, but Eric, I think you look lovely this evening.
Not inappropriate at all. I feel seen, I feel heard, and I want you to want me.
Eric, for some reason, I feel like you look better in a blue plaid shirt. Don't ask me why.
But it's funny you say that. I forgot your name, but I think you would look much better in a red ski hat and a red shirt.
That's what I was
wearing.
Liam,
I changed my costume right before the show.
Liam did have a cold weather costume change that he realized would be inappropriate. With us, Liam McEneany.
Also, I had oatmeal down my shirt like a toddler. That's the other reason I had to.
I like that you're pretending it was oatmeal. Liam, you have a special coming out later in October. Tell people where they can find that.
I do. I have a special coming out October 24th on Amazon Prime. It's called West Coasting. Apparently, you have
gay.
What's that?
Well, I said that I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you, Hughes.
Thanks, Hughes. It's not as straight hetero macho as professional wrestling. Nobody gets it.
Yeah, well, if I'm not tough, how come I'm wearing a fucking Oktoberfest hat?
Nobody oils up and just hugs each other for 90 minutes. But
no, you cut that stuff out.
9 minutes.
Eric and I were there at the special taping.
I'd like to see you say that to The Rock and Hulk Hogan's face when they're wearing an Oktoberfest hat like this. There's a fucking feather in it.
You think I wouldn't say that to an old guy and a dead guy? You are much mistaken.
How about a dead Russian?
And the only Russian thing here should be Christian Russian to kick Liam from the chat. Oktoberfest is a lovely time of year. How dare you?
Liam, your special will be available on Amazon Prime.
Hughesy's not celebrating the culture. He's just celebrating the murder of Jews.
They don't exist.
That's year round, though. That's not just this month. By the way,
that's one battle after
another. Is the great Echo Pineapple. I believe the RIP is directed towards Hulk Hogan, but it could be any one of the four of our career. Good to see you, good Pineapple.
Chris Max here. Chris, you should be watching Kevin Brennan having a meltdown right now. What are you doing here?
Well, I got to be honest with you. The idea of Kevin Brennan having a meltdown sounds like must-see once in a while.
It is.
Content that I must.
You don't get that more than once a week.
I did appreciate.
I feel like I need to grab a beer because I feel bad that Hughesy's drinking alone.
He's the only one.
If it helps, I fell off the wagon yesterday, and we're coming up to a good 26 hours.
Congrats.
Of drinking straight or falling off the wagon.
Let's just say a little bit of both.
Yeah,
I've heard a rumor that Hughezy doesn't do anything straight. Eric, you don't have a special available on Amazon Prime.
I'm special all the time.
Wait, can I plug one more thing?
Of course.
Are you talking about my unstraight special?
I have a 15-year-old
boyfriend
comedy concert film on
about boys
on a channel called What Has Liam Done? We premiered it.
I heard that was also the name of a Netflix documentary special. It's about your court trial.
Anyway, it stars a lot of famous comics, and we're already up to triple-digit views, and I do no promotion of it except for when I see Christian Bladt.
That's right, and I appreciate you promoting those things. And listen, if it's promotion season, I want to make sure that everyone, and I do mean every single one of you, I would hope seek out a guest appearance made by myself and Eric Zane. Not Who Are These Broadcasters? That's the show I co-host with him, but we were guests on America's favorite political podcast, Tom Myers versus the Rest of the World.
What a scumbag Tom Myers is, by the way.
No, I disagree with that statement. I would never support that, Hughezy.
He said to me that he would only come back on my show if I paid him $150. Well, go fuck yourself, you dickhead. Why? I don't think 150. You could generate 150 in a year. So why should I pay you that?
In defense of my buddy Tom Myers, you insisted that you would only come on this channel if I gave you $151. So you just had to flex that you're a bigger name than he is.
In my defense, I owed Eric 152, and it helped ease you up the bargain or whatever the English words are.
Anyway, I'm just
paying
going
me
to break
through
up.
Oktoberfest though.
I'm going to break up a bit and just say there's no better pre-taped current events show.
I agree with that. Yeah,
There's no better show where they talk about current events from a week ago when they tape it, and then air it a week later when nobody's talking about it.
But listen,
it is my favorite pre-taped current events show. I enjoy it very much. Hughezy, I'll let you have your thought, and then we'll actually talk about what we're here to talk about today.
Yeah, no, but the thing about Tom Myers is that if you want really good topical opinions, this guy is the guy to go to. For example, and I'm not trying to spoil the show. Have you noticed that Donald Trump has weird hair, the actor and the politician?
Wait, yeah. is Tom Myers catching flack from a guy dressed as Jake and Elwood Blues? Come on now.
Oktoberfest? What part of Germany were the Blues Brothers from? Pretty Eyes?
They were from they're from Chicago. As you know, you're
Chicago.
Whoa. Hey, the Cubs are fighting.
If they ever lose Jim Belushi, they're calling Hughezy up to the majors.
I think you need to join a Jim Belushi. Oh, roasted.
So
what a great episode.
Why does he look surprised by your presence? Like, Tom looks genuinely shocked that there's anyone on the screen with him. Why is that?
Because there's more people on the show than actually listen to it.
I disagree with that. I've seen the numbers, and
you've seen
you're trying to say
you did an audit.
You are trying to say, well,
it's so hard to count up to 10.
You're trying to say that there were only 6 views on it. Which one of your friends is
Tom?
Go ahead.
Tom Myers is so unfunny and unbearable that Kamala Harris just DM'd me and saying that she said "red wave forever."
Wait. I want to look at those numbers. Where is it on the Nielsen chart?
What would
no?
Just say about
his own balls?
You're saying that there would only be 5 views on the YouTube chart, and I'm going to have to disagree with that. Which one of your friends is Slapjaw Timothy Smallwood? And then we're going to talk about this goddamn movie. Because I don't know who Ralphie Bachman is.
You don't know Ralphie Bachman?
Tom Myers' numbers are so bad that they're actually on the Nelson chart. The banger band from the Rocker Twins.
Well, now
that has so many hits that we can't stop.
I mean, I can't live without your love and affection, Hughezy. That band featured into the season finale of Peacemaker, so obviously that band is still relevant. Yeah.
Have you guys seen the season finale of Peacemaker?
Yeah, I watched it last night.
No, we just randomly stopped watching it the one episode before it ends.
No, it just dropped last night.
Just premiered, Hughezy. Yeah. Give me a break here. And Eric, Eric has small kids in his house.
Yeah, people these days have this weird habit of stopping watching shows as soon as it ends, and it says, "Yeah, we can use the internet without it." You stupid lame, you idiot, you fool.
Right, Eric? I don't think that's the own you think it is.
So we are. Oh, now see, that was nice.
Whoa, now I'm mad.
So we are here today because we're going to talk about the latest Paul Thomas Anderson film, One Battle After Another.
I'd rather talk about Peacemaker.
Well, no, because not everybody's seen that yet. That's another show. Yeah, and you've already been bumped from that show because Dr. Steve said yes. But
because I don't want to do it.
There's also that. So listen.
Then why did you beg to come on the Alien versus Predator 2 review show?
What?
It's still pending.
He's writing the novelization.
By the way, a great question for our visual audience. Is that Jeremy Renner from The Town in the top right referring to Hughezy? I'll have to screen grab this and show that to people so our audio audience can enjoy and laugh along with us.
It's actually Jeremy Renner from the Snowplow.
Only the bottom half.
Shouldn't be surprised there. Listen,
are you saying that because I can't get hard anymore, Eric? How dare you?
When could you get hard? Oh, wait, I remember.
That's not fair.
That's true. That is not fair. So we're going to share our thoughts with the latest Paul Thomas Anderson film, One Battle After Another. But usually what I like to do first is start off with a butthurt MAGA bro who went to see the movie. So let's
Liam?
hear this guy react to it.
Oh my God,
Like
this guy.
98% on Rotten Tomatoes and stuff. I don't know who's rating these movies, but we just walked out of it. It starts off with basically an Antifa war cry and is inciting people to go blow things up and take people out of immigrants out of the concentration camps or whatever they're calling them, and then essentially has this conservative group get together, and they're a secret racist society trying to cleanse the races in America. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with this, but that is crazy and garbage.
No, my first question is why he used the soundtrack from Tron Ares to go in the background of that.
Wait, Christian, before we start, did you get that off my retweet?
Okay,
because you're on Twitter.
My algorithm has a lot of stuff like this. I don't believe I saw your post.
Wait.
Plus, we all agreed to never follow your stuff on Twitter.
Hughezy, hold on. Because someone immediately identified him from a famous meme.
Oh, okay.
He's the short guy talking loudly into a blonde's ear.
He's that guy?
He's that guy.
I thought his name was Christian Bladt, that guy.
Like there's ever been a blonde who
I'm going to send it to
you. You know what? Hughezy actually has a great point. That's not, let's just say that's not my rice bowl. That's not what I look for. I'm not going to lean into a blonde girl. Ew. You know, what am I going to do? I don't want to get that close to a blonde girl.
Christian, can you bring the image back up real quick, if possible?
Well, sure. I absolutely can. It'll be video form, but I've muted this SOB.
Well, when he was walking, what I like is the crucifix next to his T-shirt spelled TNA.
Oh, okay. I definitely missed that part.
Okay, I'm sharing something to your.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Can I address his point as someone that would generally vote towards the right on certain issues? Calling this film woke is ridiculous because the whole point of the first third act, or should I say the first act, is that that group of people, if you want to get woke and political, how they turn against each other to protect themselves.
Yeah.
So it's like, not to get way off topic, but if you look at Superman, you get so many people going, "Oh, this is woke, this is woke." But if you watch Superman, there's a war in America, there's a war in a Middle Eastern country. So Superman literally chooses, you know what? America first, which is what the actor Donald Trump said in his political slogan. So these people crying about, "Oh, it's not woke," or it's woke, it's woke. They don't actually know what they're talking about. One battle after another was not woke. Superman was not woke, and kick Liam from the stream.
Well, there's no reason. No, I'd have no interest in doing that. But
I was about to agree with you.
I know. Yeah.
Because one battle after another, actually, it's very interesting to see who feels it's woke and who feels it's too conservative. Because it actually one of the points of the movie is how
snowflake,
the left wing, the far left progressive movement, they kind of like shoot themselves in the foot over and over again. The whole running gag with the passwords, the way that they kind of like the Jungle Pussy showboating during a bank robbery is interrupted by this woman. I forget her name already, but killing a security guard and like
Tiana Thompson, and I will not tell you why I'll never forget that name.
Oh my God, Keanu Thompson. But anyway, so my point is just like it's a movie that kind of like also examines basically how these political movements kind of fall apart after a while.
Yeah.
And what's interesting, and I'm skipping ahead to the end, and I apologize, but it feels like when Bob's daughter goes off to join the protests in Oakland, that actually feels like a little bit of a defeat. Because it feels like she's just kind of like perpetrating this circle of violence and ineffective protest that swallowed her mother up and, turned everybody against her mother.
Yeah, with a big ass.
Negative read at the end, though. I actually thought like she was maybe in a position like she was kind of the best of both her parents without the worst. Although really the best of both her parents is she's Sean Penn's kid. So, in essence, all his skills is the reason she survived.
Yeah, but
also, go ahead, Hughes.
Sorry, but it also brings me. I don't know if you got to see the film. Oh shit, Edgerton. Am I saying that right?
Eddington.
Eddington. Where that everyone was going, oh, it's woke, but it actually wasn't. And if you saw it, you would see that it fairly balances out both sides of a certain issue. But unfortunately, we've got to the point that if you show one side of the left issue, that's woke, that's it, woke. It's like even if it's called right versus left, they go woke.
Well, yeah, and I would say that obviously there are. I mean, I guess it kind of goes without saying that there are characters in this movie who are certainly woke, and that's the whole point. And this guy that I was sharing the video from, for a movie he walked out of, he sure knows an awful lot about it.
Right.
So, like, did he just decide that the 2-hour mark he'd seen enough, or
So he went and saw it alone, and then went to go find another blonde to yell at? One blonde after another.
The dude looked at the poster, listened to Michael Medved's review, and made up his mind. That's what happened there.
Well, and Christian, if I could jump in real quick,
please do.
I think both.
It's all about you, Eric. Don't worry.
It's only about me. Both of you guys are making fantastic points because, like, the notion of woke, not woke, and we've talked about this, and even when we talk about like X-Men and the Marvel universe, but
woke.
The characters here, they are so flawed. Like all the protesters, all the revolutionaries. Like no one's aspiring to be like them. The only one who seems to have his head on even a little straight is Benicio del Toro's character, and he's kind of nuts too. So I feel like they managed to make both sides look human, imperfect, flawed, at times insane, and also dangerous. Both sides. So I completely agree. It's a surprisingly balanced look, although I definitely think it's holding a mirror up to where we are right now in this country, and that's pissing plenty of people off.
Yeah, Eric's right. Like, it's basically a film about the extremes of both sides.
Right.
Where like nobody's 100% right. Not even me. Adam fucking Hughes is right once or twice per wrong once or twice per year. Fuck.
Well, that was one of those times where you were wrong. So you have one more time left.
FH.
Yeah.
I just want to make a point,
Liam. Yes,
I'm sorry. I just want to make a point real quick, Senator.
I'm letting you go, Liam. I'm saying.
Okay, Senator. I just want to make a point real quick.
The floor.
Blocked.
No, it's just so there's a moment in the film. It's a real feel good moment. Everybody in the theater, including me, burst out in applause, and it's
shot.
It's where the
boner shot.
There's a conspiracy, the St. Nicholas or whatever it's called, the Christmas Club, and they're going to assassinate Sean Penn's character because he had a black child. He had a child with a black woman, and this assassin pulls up and rolls down his window, blows Sean Penn's character away. Everyone applauds, and halfway through applauding, I was like, so I'm applauding a far right conspiracy to wipe out the lesser races by assassinating this character and eliminating any trace of his black child. That's horrible. I mean, that's like.
Well, would you let? Sorry.
Well, I was
just. Would you let me speak?
Liam,
would you let me speak, Senator?
Liam, I think that's what happens when you came in for the second film in the double bill you went to. The audience had just watched Triumph of the Will before you came in.
No.
No? Oh, okay.
It's really a genuine. No, first of all, this was at a certain college where, I had just gotten yelled at by the entire, by 200 students because I dare said the character in the movie we watched the previous week was not perfect.
Yeah, plus your fly was open.
What movie was that the week before?
Secret Life of Pets 2?
I'll tell you, it was Sorry Baby, and the kids in that audience really identified with the character in Sorry Baby.
But sit down, boomer.
Yeah, exactly. That was exactly. They all took the mic and yelled at me,
Do you mean? I'm sorry. Do you mean Honey Baby?
No, Sorry Baby.
I don't know what that one is. Okay.
It's a really good movie. It's a great movie. It's going to be an Oscar contender. You should watch.
He's probably trying to say Baby Driver. He's just too stupid to fucking know how to talk like a real man.
He's embarrassed to talk about Baby Driver.
Did you let your Google subscription lapse? Because if you pay your Google bill, you can find out more about Sorry Baby. It's a pretty good movie.
I will Google it. I didn't know that
but by law, he's
bill.
he's not allowed to Google the word baby anymore.
Hughezy Baby, what did you want to say?
Yeah, no, I was going to say, but in regards to what the bottom right guy's name was saying, I can't remember, but I think the whole point of that Sean Penn thing was that despite the fact that there's people, extremists on the left and extremists on the right, nobody's really full scale left or right, even on those. What's the term? Pillars? Is like, are you really trying to tell me that the '80s the Klan wouldn't want to meet fucking Eddie Murphy?
I thought he was there to give the Hughes of the world a point of view character, like someone they could really identify with.
I fucking identified with him. I seen that arse on Tiana Taylor, and I was like, I'd start World War III.
Yeah, and I identify with his comb over from the back.
So there was something that Eric mentioned earlier, and this was
the actor.
This was a meme that I found. No, not that Eric, the actor. So somebody had this meme. They had put the visualizing in the mirror the man I want to become, and there's Benicio del Toro from this movie, and I mean he really is the only person who has his shit together. Even when everything goes sideways, he's got a way to fix. I mean, literally everything that comes up. And it's even like, all right, I'm going to push you out of the car and, I'm going to let myself be pulled over for speeding. I guess you could make the case that, the daughter gets thrust into a situation out of her control. But, those are the only two characters you can really make the case that are likable in any way, admirable. But Leo's fantastic as, guy who forgets the passwords because he's gotten too high over the last 20 years. You know something about that, Hughezy, right?
Huh? But no, you know the thing I've got to say about Leonardo DiCaprio, that if you didn't know how good of an actor he was, before we just saw him star in a film beside a woman who was in her teens and he wasn't attracted to her, and I believed it that he wasn't attracted to her. Like that's acting. I legitimately think that if Tiana Taylor went up to Leonardo DiCaprio and said "fart bollocks," he would say no, and he would have stuck to whatever the fuck thing that the younger lady had.
The European version of this movie must be real different than what we saw.
But just thinking about the last great role he did was Jordan Belfort in Wolf of Wall Street. Like the last time that people were like, "This is a career high for Leo DiCaprio," and it's the 180 degree different kind of character.
Liam, I'm so worried that you're a film school student and you didn't see the Martin Scorsese. Have you ever heard of that guy?
Heard of him.
Yeah, he did.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Italian fella.
Unbelievable. That's so racist. Kick the handsome guy. Kick that.
I love Killers of the Flower Moon, and he was really good in it. He was really great,
but not that good. Not good enough for Liam McEneany.
Listen, I'm gonna have to put this to rest because I've got the hot take that Leonardo DiCaprio peaked at Growing Pains. All right, so I'm sorry. There really hasn't been anything after that I felt like did a good job.
Clearly, a snob hasn't seen Critters 3. Piece of shit.
Can you imagine being the producer of Critters 3 and being like, "Well, I could call Leo and see if he wants to be in Critters 4, but I don't want him to yell at me."
One of my friends was a puppeteer on Critters 3, so he talks about his left hand got to act opposite Leo.
I heard Harvey Weinstein has the same stories.
Yeah, this was. I'm going to agree with Liam here. Hot take. Liam's right because he goes to USC, and USC means you know things.
He was trying to not say that.
He's got
a hat on. So
no, but it's really.
I'm graduating in 2 months. I'll be fine.
Leo's always good, but sometimes it feels like he's less than great. And this was one where I fucking loved every second of him in this. And I agree. I think he was great in Wolf of Wall Street. Revenant, he's very good in that, but Revenant was kind of like he got the Oscar for just surviving that shoot. But this goes back to even his earliest films where he was fucking great in like This Boy's Life, with Gilbert Grape, a character that I know Hughezy can connect with very strongly. It was
because I met Johnny Depp.
Did you meet Johnny Depp?
Wait, do you have that picture of you with Johnny Depp?
You could share that with us. I don't have it.
I know Hughezy has it already.
Post it too. Oh, Hughesy's picture with Johnny Depp. Yes.
Yeah. I actually did meet Johnny Depp.
But you get that in there, and I'll make sure.
But he was so funny in this too, and he like played so many things. That one, maybe the moment that got the biggest laughs, and when I saw it was when he was like trying to think about the password. He's like, all right, I got to calm down here, and then he quickly did one more hit.
Yeah,
and the place erupted.
It's same in my theater.
I believed him. Like,
by the way, when we finally heard the right answer to the password, I was laughing my ass off, and nobody else was. I was like really mad about that. Like, what
Did they yell at you again as the boomer in the room?
I was the boomer in the room. That was such a great punchline.
So Stash says the last great role Leonardo did was on the Revenant cooking scene. He had a salmon roll, but wait, he also ate a roll on Gangs in New York. Thank you, Stash. Appreciate that. By the way, Stash also says this: I demand reviews of Steven Seagal films.
Yes,
I'm a cook. That's we
as long as we're going backwards in the chat, who's Chloe? Hughezy.
Is that a friend of yours?
Is it one from 24?
Chloe.
You mean this? You needed me to share that?
I'm talking about two before.
Oh.
That's all right. We don't have to share.
Oh, is that true? Hughes is a two-face who has too many creepy kid pickle jokes.
I would argue he doesn't have enough.
I do have one good one, if that helps.
He actually let off a really good one right before
we started. Yeah.
So my ex's dad really didn't like me, and it was very awkward. One day he came home from work early, and he caught me in bed having sex with his daughter, and he said, "What the fuck are you doing? She's 3."
Jesus Christ. I guess we can't be upset that we got ourselves into that conversation, right?
My favorite story about Hughezy was
I think we teed that up.
Merry Christmas. Hit the like button.
By the way, Hail Santa.
Hughezy was walking alone in the dark woods with a 6-year-old girl, and she said to him, like, "Oh man, I'm really scared. It's just so dark." And he was like, "You think you're scared? I have to walk home alone."
You know, one time I was on the bus home from work, and I get talking to this really hot chick, and we get off I get off at the stop with her, and we started having anal sex. Though she didn't realize it was going to be anal, because I put it in her arse first, and she goes, "Oh, that's very presumptuous of you." And I said, "That's a big word for a 7-year-old."
Same joke. Peter Sky Parker is watching this on 4 different channels. Hughesy's trying to get this struck on 4 different channels. And we'll see.
I'm glad I got a haircut, because when this shows up inevitably in some trial, I want to at least look.
Well, look, if we're sharing these stories, Stash wants us to know about the night that Stash says.
Kid?
So Stash says, my dad caught me whacking at 13. He sat at the side of my bed and told me to move over.
That seems kind of gay when you say that.
No. His dad was trans, so everything's okay. So, speaking of whacking off, which is actually an interesting way to transition into talking back to the movie. When we're first at the scene where, you know, she's got the gun to Sean Penn's head, and then tells him to jerk off. What in the hell did you think was going on there? I'm going to ask you first, Eric, because you're an upstanding man about town who usually doesn't see movies where people have a gun to their head and told to jerk off.
One of the two, but not both at the same time. Usually, every movie I see has one. I was also there with my 17-year-old and tried to explain to him, like, listen, that's not how you treat women with respect.
By the way, it's you don't have any children. It's your 17-year-old that you, I believe, bought through Russian mail order catalog.
Yeah, no, my son was busy. Yeah, no, totally. You're completely right. I mean, talk about like within 5 minutes, you don't know what this movie is. And I think that's actually one of the Liam, I think you were kind of telling us because you saw the movie before Christian and I, and you were kind of saying like you have no idea, like the ads don't prepare you for what this movie is. And,
right, the trailers are bullshit.
Yeah, which is kind of great because I did go in there. After you said that, I made a point. I really didn't read any reviews.
Yeah.
Wait. I'm sorry. Did Hughesy's 5-year-old?
No. He turned off his camera, so he'll come back. It's fine. Yeah. He's taking a piss break, if you must know.
His dad just told him to move over. So
just Eric, whatever you want to say, just say it quickly, because
trying to get it out on the walls. In the end, though, within like one scene, all of a sudden you're like, okay, we have no idea what the hell this thing is.
Yes, and
that was kind of amazing. Like, I mean, how many times I've seen a film that just completely within a few minutes basically said, "Yeah, you don't know what you're about to see," and it said it loud and proud. And yeah, Sean Penn had a chance to be erect more than once in this film, so good for him. Glad it still works.
I went in completely blind. I just saw the poster in the AMC 16 and decided I was going to see it as soon as it opened. I got lucky. I got to see it before it opened, but I will say I got lost in the first 15 minutes because I'm so used to movies kind of just like holding your hand and walking you through the setup, and this is a movie that just hits the ground running, and there's a lot of contradictory emotional information that's fed to you at once, and I really had to I actually had to work hard for the first act of the film to just kind of keep track of who everyone was, what their motives were, and I think like what you're talking about with Sean Penn and being told to jerk off with a gun to his head was, I think Paul Thomas Anderson didn't want his relationship or whatever that was to come off as completely non-consensual. Like I think like he did a lot of work to like make you understand that there was a side of her that was really turned on by everything that they were doing.
Yeah, no, and I do agree with what you're saying. Sort of like the movie really does kind of, it gets right into it. And I know that I was in my seat for the beginning of the movie, but it is that feeling of, I think I missed something really important while I was refilling my oversized drink in the lobby, which Liam knows about.
Yes. But this is you know what I mean.
Yes, right, exactly. But usually I don't actually have to leave the theater to refill it, if you know what I mean. Hughezy, when was the last time that a woman with a gun pointed it at your head and told you to jerk off?
Well, he just came back.
Today, but which is weird because I usually see my mom on Sundays.
Oh. Right, she sat on his bed and told him to move over.
What do you? That's presumptuous. You're walking home alone.
But that always hey, good film. Donald Trump is in the sequel. You should check it out. That guy can act.
By the way, I'm going to star this comment just so that I can bring this up whenever I feel it's necessary. Guillotine Vogue, just ha ha ha, because we're all a laugh riot today.
Yeah, but I thought that sort of, I don't know if we were talking about this off mic or on mic, but it's sort of like nobody's 100% to the left or the right, where it's like are you really trying to tell me that if you're like a total racist and you hate African Americans and stuff, that if Tiana Taylor walks in the room, you're going to go, gross, you're disgusting, bring Rosie O'Donnell or Amy Schumer in here, you're ugly?
Well, America has a history of men like Thomas Jefferson having that word dichotomy or duality, where they owned slaves but they also hooked up with their slaves.
Big-titted slaves. Let's get it right.
Jesus.
I don't know if you've ever heard a scholarly work called Brown Sugar by the Rolling Stones, but it covers that duality really well.
Yeah, why does it taste so good? That is actually a great question. I don't necessarily...
Because it's going up their anal cavity, Christian.
Moments ago, we were talking about... You were saying something important, but I need to point out that Hughes was mentioning earlier that he once met Johnny Depp. and I wanted to share the image.
Yeah.
So
that was on the promotional tour of Pirates of the Caribbean 5, which is interesting because earlier today we went to see Tron Arse, which was directed by the same director of Pirates of the Caribbean 5.
So I'm so glad that you said that at this moment when Mr. Hollywood pops into the chat. Eric, you might have to let Mr. Hollywood know that maybe these streams are not for him.
Not everyone from Europe is like Hughezy, Alex. Just so you know,
not everyone gets to see Uncle Hughezy live stream.
Is this the president of show business?
Yes, it certainly is.
Well, he's Jewish, so yeah.
Yeah. No, I went to his bar mitzvah. So
you just activated Hughezy. He's powering up now.
I invited Hughezy to his bar mitzvah, but he said he was too old for his taste.
Yeah. And the wrong gender.
All right.
Because there is only 2 genders, by the way.
So, to the point about not knowing much about this movie, I had seen a trailer about it.
I'm so glad
by the time
my school ever takes any interest in what I do.
Especially when you speak.
Especially when I speak. Nobody cares.
Yeah. No one in my family cares about anything that I do, so this is perfect.
Let's show photographs of people from your family, specifically your wife, please.
I don't have any. It's weird. She must be a vampire because they don't actually show up on film.
I gotta say, Christian, I just watched an Ozzy Osbourne documentary, and they kind of pointed out the fact that his life story is so ridiculously perfect that it's almost surreal. Do you ever sit back and look at your life and think, well, I could do better?
I gotta say, this is whenever I visit Ireland, this is the time of night in Ireland when I'm like, well, I'm leaving the pub because everyone's talking like this now.
You're not welcome.
It's 3 p.m.
But go ahead, Christian.
Oh, well, I don't want to be in a fist fight tonight, so I'm going to be leaving the pub right about now.
Well, I mean, honestly,
did you ever wonder why you're so fat, Liam? Well, I'm going to get out of here because I don't have to wonder.
No. I see. So what I think Hughesy's asking me is, there's times in my life where I find myself behind the wheel of a large automobile, and sometimes I find myself in a beautiful house with a beautiful wife, and I ask myself, well, how did I get here? And
because you deserve it.
No, it's called Rohypnol, actually. Just little bits at a time.
I'm just gonna click end stream real quick because channels.
Hey, only way I can get ladies is from being myself a rapist. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, go on, Christian.
So, Mr. Hollywood wants to know, by the way, if this is supposed to be happy hour. Hughezy, when was the last time you had an unhappy hour?
I think potentially the last time I attempted to get an erection.
To quote the great Don Rickles,
anyway, 5 minutes ago.
By the time I saw this movie, I forgot that Sean Penn was in it. So I like being that sort of dumb about a movie. And,
by the way, don't you love just while we're talking about like woke and left and all this shit, Hollywood?
Okay.
How Sean Penn has infamously been linked with woman abuse. Are we allowed to even say the gender?
I don't know. I mean, he certainly didn't thank his then wife, Robin Wright, when there were allegations of him being in an elevator with a famous, much younger actress. So I don't know what the allegations are about him. I think the allegations are generally that he's not a great guy, but if you were married to Madonna for any amount of time, you do get a voucher to kind of be a dick for a little while. I mean, look at Guy Ritchie.
Can you imagine if you married Madonna in the 80s or towards the mid 90s, and then you see what she looks like now? You would go like, whew. Like today she looks like a fucking shark wearing a chemotherapy wig.
Okay, I'm just gonna counterpoint. None of us are exactly Mr. America. I would still hit that. Are you kidding me?
Please.
What, Sean Penn? Yeah, I absolutely would.
I'm talking about
give him my
Madonna.
Shanghai Surprise.
Oh,
wait, who in any of these four squares is too handsome for Madonna today?
This fucking guy. You want milk? I got milk for you.
I mean, we have a picture of you, Madonna.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
We have a picture of Hughezy with Madonna.
Hughezy, talk about the time you met Madonna.
Yeah, this was on the Ray of Light tour, and I couldn't believe the chances that I had to meet her. It was a great album, a lot of great singles, and she really was a nice person, despite the smell of her cunt.
Oh, it was just a little smell.
She actually changed the name of the tour to the Spray of Light, and I was like more like Spray of Shite, you ugly bitch. And we had a great laugh for 27 minutes.
You know what's really funny is before the podcast, I was like, should I also do a podcast about one battle after another? We're about to pick the bones clean on this movie.
There's nothing left.
That we might be able to manage some time to make some points about it. Hughezy, what's your favorite part of the movie? Like, legitimately, what did you enjoy most?
I think that Leonardo DiCaprio's greatest performances in any film is when he starts panicking, freaking out, anxiety. Like in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, his what we call a trailer freak out scene. Yeah. I think maybe the funniest / greatest scene he's ever done in any film. And for me, the funniest, I should say, the greatest acting part was him from trying to charge up his burner phone to actually being arrested before being released. Spoiler alert. But I thought the fact that Leonardo DiCaprio, who probably has no testicles left due to all the sex he's had with underage models, was a shockingly good performance, which I actually met Leonardo DiCaprio on the Titanic anniversary in 2017. That's me and Leo right there. I said to Leo, hey, Leo, how was Titanic at the time? I bet you were cold. And he goes, I was freezing. We had a great time. And
he's
then
taller than I expected.
That's him on the right, Leo? By the way.
So to Hughesy's point, might be the first time I've said this in 42 minutes. I agree with what Hughezy said, is that it is great because it's like, he's like, oh yeah, I've trained my whole life for this. And oh shit, I can't remember any of it. It's not just the password. He's still like fumbling around for the bag. And then he's like, where's my daughter? And it's like, okay, it's taken care of. And the having to charge in a phone is something that I haven't seen in a little while. Usually that's the girl in line for Vegas buffet on Sunday morning who is plugging in her phone as the line moves so that she can try and text apologies to all of her friends who she left high and dry. Maybe that's just my life. But I thought that it was the funniest part, the most fun part, the most realistic part of that. Eric, have you ever had to fumble around for your emergency bag of escape items for when you run out on your home and leave everyone you know and love behind you? Or has that not happened yet?
Well, since 2020, I feel like we've all been at the ready for these kind of moments, and driving cross country, I don't know, in the middle of COVID, fall 2020, it made this movie hit a little bit differently, weirdly enough. And I mean, I found like they found so much amazing sort of business for Leo that didn't get old. Like, that's the thing too, like him being like a burnout stoner, did not ever feel like it got redundant, repetitive. Him trying to charge that phone. Like, I thought they got incredible mileage, and he is really funny. And he does obviously play dramas a lot more, but I was thinking like even in just go back to Wolf of Wall Street, that scene where he's just trying to get down like 5 steps. And from his point of view, it looks like 100. Yeah. That bit of business was all him. And it went on for like 10 minutes and it never got old. And I feel like, Paul Thomas Anderson really tapped into what Leo can give a role. And I kind of love that he wasn't really the hero of this thing. That he, in fact, was sort of kind of in the back seat of his own story in some ways. And yet it worked perfectly because he isn't a guy who could really get his shit together. It wouldn't have made sense if he did, honestly. So I thought they handled him just right.
So, Liam, to Eric's point, this movie is about 2 hours and 40 minutes. And I would say of 2 of those hours, Leo is the burnout fuck up point. I really think it's that much of the movie. It's definitely the majority of the film. And I agree. I hadn't really thought of it this way. I didn't think they were doing too much. It wasn't like this one note joke. It was just, so he's this burnout and here's all the ways that's bad. The friend of his daughter's who shows up, who he leans into, so there's every aspect of his life is really a disaster. What did you think about burnout, Liam?
I didn't think it was like a one note character.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it wasn't.
I thought that he actually.
As am I. Yeah, I thought it was.
Liam. He actually had attention, you stupid bitch.
I thought he actually had like a lot of facets to his character, and I mean, part of it is I knew quite a few people like that. They all hosted shows in WBAI in New York,
Roasted,
which is like the commie station in New York City. Public radio. It's a publicly funded radio. It's a whole thing. But I thought like really where it all kind of dovetailed together for his character was the scene where somebody's calling me. I hope not to yell at me.
Calling you a piece of shit? Or
Liam, why are you on that podcast?
Yeah,
how much did he pay you? Send Stevie Lou the link.
Don't you want to do the same 6 5 days in a row?
See what happens when you say you get a phone call, Liam?
I'm going to finish my point now, which is just like it all kind of comes together in the scene where her friends come to pick her up for the high school dance. And it's suddenly just this ordinary scene of him being a dad and him just being completely lost in her, like what it means to be the dad of a teenager in 2025. And like, he asks a question that to him is very innocent. Is that a they, them? Is that how to, and she gets really, really mad and snaps at him. I actually had a conversation like that with someone, a nephew. And it was just a very innocent, like I wasn't making fun. I was just like, so how do you refer to, and my nephew got really, really mad at me. And I had to explain like, oh yeah, I just want to know. I just want to know. It's, so it's just like kind of like that thing where he's suddenly very much lost in the world and he doesn't know where he is and what his role is in it is anymore.
If I could just piggyback exactly off of Liam's point, this was where he said about asking about the gender identity thing. That sort of goes back to the cancelling and out of the woke accusation. It's like the whole point of the film is it you don't know because what's liberal or woke today is going to be different in a year's time or 10 years time or whatever. So. And also, we got any photographs of Tiana Taylor?
Yeah, you actually met Tiana Taylor once, right?
This was me and Tiana Taylor outside, which is very weird, a Richie Sambora solo gig. And I thought, what are the chances? And I said, listen, I know you're busy because you're her. Is there a chance that I can maybe get a quick photograph? And she said, no problem, but I am a her. So I paid her for sex.
I did. Happy ending of the Go ahead, Liam.
I was going to say I met Regina Taylor during the first season of Game of Thrones before she was famous, and it was very awkward.
The sad thing is that Liam never met anybody from Game of Thrones.
It was a dual role. She played Tyrion, but she also played a footstool.
Is he joking, or did he actually make this her?
I don't know. Why don't you ask him? I don't know.
He's trying to say Peter.
I don't want to talk to him. I'm busy.
The wrong last name.
Did you actually meet her, Liam?
No. I met Dinklage in New York. He used to hang out in the comedy scene in New York. So
did you used to toss?
Did you know I met Peter Dinklage, but unfortunately I don't have a photograph to back it up. I'm also unbelievably stupid. The fact that I couldn't tell your joke immediately straight away, I'm humiliated, and I will forget this within 2 hours.
Can I tell you a really quick Peter Dinklage thing, which is he was roommates with a comic who had a
short story,
and so the comic did a show where he dressed as Willy Wonka and Dinklage dressed as an Oompa Loompa.
Oh,
that's true. There's no.
but
Which was
Please
which?
tell me there's one picture of that
There's
somewhere
no
in
photographic
existence.
evidence.
No, actually, we do have a picture of that.
Yeah.
Hey, Hughezy, send me that. Give me about 5 minutes on Photoshop, and you'll have that photo.
Oh,
you better not come all over that photograph.
I hope you turn.
I already
hope you
did.
turn Hughezy into the Oompa Loompa. I found it an interesting choice, since you were asking about Tiana Taylor. So Perfidia gets the big escape, from basically the witness protection program, which I didn't realize that when you enter witness protection, and Hughes, you wouldn't know this because you don't live in the United States, but apparently when you enter witness protection, you have to fuck Sean Penn. And I did not realize that that's part of the deal. That's
what Henry Hill did.
Yeah, you didn't see that in Goodfellas?
No, I didn't see. I only ever saw Goodfellas on TNT.
Did you know that there's a Henry Hill sex tape out there?
No.
Henry Hill has sex with two men.
He got raped by a bunch of dudes, and by rape meaning completely consensual.
Yeah.
Well, the crazy thing is we have a still of that. This is actually from that video.
Thing in that bottle is what went right up Henry Hill's arse.
I thought it was a.
That's your thumbnail for this episode.
We hear
right there,
her
by
give the voiceover to the letter, but we don't see her again. She goes into the Mexican border, and I don't know. I always thought at some point she was going to reemerge, so that was sort of surprising. I guess it's probably realistic, though. This is somebody who wasn't necessarily into the idea of having children and didn't really want to be a part of it, so she saw this as her clean break and wanted to get away. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, but don't you think, though, Christian, that sort of played into the anti-woke part of it, in that she was one of these intense, super mega uber liberals, no offense to them, that when she actually got caught out for being in trouble or exposed for being wrong, no offense to them, that she realized, well, you know what, I'll do whatever I can to not have to pay up for all the stupidity of my political opinions.
Well, first of all, I think there's 200 college students who would be very surprised to hear I'm an ultra left-wing liberal.
In Iraq?
No, I think it's your complexion.
Yeah, and what you were saying earlier, this idea that you have to kind of keep up on what it means to be super woke. You have to have constantly evolving opinions. I don't want to make it too political, but I do remember seeing videos of some people not being in favor of gay marriage who later, pushed it over the goal line.
Obama.
And there are, opinions on Israel. Boy, those have had to change. So there are a lot of things that are, public opinions is what I really.
Hey, what's the latest on Israel, huh?
Well, I think that there is a peace being brokered between these two gentlemen. And,
that's Trump and Netanyahu.
Which one's
which? Well, put it like this, Christian. Which one was in Home Alone 2?
Oh, okay, yeah, the one with the hat on. That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
No, the one with the hat on is with William Morris.
Yeah, Netanyahu has the small hat on.
That was a little bit of a showbiz joke for those of you playing along.
Yeah, well, there are people.
Agents of William Morris are
by the way, Stash says, I'm anti-woke, I'm a bloke. I mean, it does rhyme. And by the way, Stash also dressed like a bloody doctor for Halloween, but just ended up walking around like a used tampon all night. But yeah, I mean, I think both costumes really work.
Here's my question for you guys.
Vulgar.
Here's my question for you guys. And this is a serious question because this is something I hear a lot that really bothers me.
Why do we hate Liam so much?
No. Why was the final car chase scene the greatest action scene in history? I'm gonna have to say no on that.
No, it's not.
But it's not trying to be.
Well, if people are saying it, then there's some that perceived it that way. But somebody watched that in a film school and thought well, that's better than the French Connection.
Somebody watched that in film school and said, "I've never seen Road Warrior," because that's the only thing I can think of.
Or Herbie Fully Loaded.
Or Stagecoach.
Somebody watched that in the film school and said, "I've never seen Fast X Part 1."
Actually, that's a really
great
point.
But seriously, that's a great point.
Eric, did you see this in IMAX or 70 millimeter? One of those projections.
I saw it in VistaVision.
Oh, that's right. Talk about the VistaVision projection that you saw it in.
So VistaVision, in fact, makes it look really old school. It's actually more like a square than it is. It's not widescreen. It's the exact opposite. And the color's really cool.
It's triangular.
Why would it be? Yes, it was that.
He says the opposite. Yeah.
So it was really it was cool because it felt very 70s in a lot of ways, like when you're watching it. And I mean, like seeing like the film movement, even that was it really added to the tone of it. So it was in some ways, I guess for you guys who saw it in IMAX, like what aspect ratio was it, wide or was it still kind of like squarish?
No, I went for standard 35 millimeter projection because I'm not a film snob. So I thought it looked fine.
I heard that Christian went to see it with his wife, and she's so lucky that she compared the size of the screen to his penis and thought, "Why is the screen so small?"
Thank you. I appreciate that.
She was looking on her watch.
Also, Stash has the question: best car chase scene? Who framed Roger Rabbit? Liam, I assume you didn't see it in IMAX because you saw it in.
I reserved a really good seat in IMAX and then I fell asleep. So no, I did not see it, but I did see it on you've been in that theater, I assume. It's a big screen, a small theater, and really I was sitting in the seat where kind of like the guy who designed the sound designed it for the perfect seat for surround sound.
Tom Holman?
Yeah. Well, no names, but I'll, like I was kind of like guided there a couple years ago.
He didn't have a name?
No, I just don't want to.
You met Charlie Hunnam, didn't you?
There's been a couple things said on this podcast I don't want to associate.
Name all of them.
Let's
remind us about all of them.
Anyway, my point is just I saw it in the perfect seat in that theater to watch this movie, and it was so immersive and it gets so intense that I forgot where I was. I really just kind of forgot.
Hang on. You were in a cinema that you bought a ticket for, and you go, "Where the fuck am I?"
I did not buy a ticket. No,
you got to see it for free because
surrounded by 200 young folk who view you as the devil,
who had literally just all been yelling at me.
So 15 minutes before. I have specific thoughts.
The BLM movement.
I have specific thoughts about the way that the car chase sequence unfolds. But Hughezy, I think I have to ask the question that everyone is wondering: how is this film going to look 6 months from now when it's projected in your home cinema?
It's funny you say that because I was actually talking to that about a friend earlier at the lovely Oktoberfest, where we said that 2025 has been this bizarre year of legitimately good films that I'd probably never watch again.
Oh.
And this one I obviously will watch again. And funnily enough, until it comes to that car chase of which you gentlemen and Liam spoke about.
You rascal.
I got you so good, Michael.
Finally, you nailed me.
So bad. Apart from that car chase, which was it was so weird cinematographically. Did you hear what I said?
You used an adverb.
It was so. I think that the car chase really was the only part of IMAX that was required to be seen. I think that generally this is a highly rewatchable film.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know if that's what Liam asked me.
No, well, I'm actually the one who asked the question. Yeah, look, 2025 might have some movies that might not need to be rewatched, but it also had two of the most rewatchable films. Of course, I'm talking about The Monkey and A Working Man, two films that
Are you talking about, I'm sorry, Jason Statham is a working man?
That's the one. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that is
I want to be sure we're talking about the same.
I thought the Black Panther came out in 2018.
No. That's not that one. But
there's a sequel to Jason Statham as a working man coming out, I think, next year.
Beekeeper, Liam. Listen, Liam, I'm going to call you out right now. The fact that someone who studies film, who has such little understanding of what's going on in the film industry, is bizarre.
Right.
I don't know what it was I heard you on recently, but you said that Simon Pegg was directing something.
Yes,
no,
I made them. I mistook which film he was directing.
But he's not directing any film. You silly goose.
You meant Edgar Wright, right?
You're right. I didn't say Simon Pegg. I said Edgar Wright.
No, you did say it. I heard you say it on the show.
What's that?
So you're a silly goose and you're a silly Billy, and it looks silly.
Well, I have been put in my place, gentlemen.
Hughezy, didn't you meet Simon Pegg once?
Only once, but he stopped for a photograph outside of my house. I thought, have I seen you before? And he goes, you probably met me from Shaun of the Dead. And I said, shut up! I hate English people. Can I have a photograph, please? Yeah, and this was right outside my quarters where I hold my cars, and we had a good time. He's actually kind of a nice guy, despite the fact that his ancestors used to own mine.
Yeah, but apart from that, I mean, we can overlook a lot of
anyone
things.
who had 5 cents.
By the way, if anybody knows Jim Stansel enough to send him the link, go ahead and send Jim Stansel.
No,
there's no reason. That's only going to make this stream better, right?
Yeah. Now that I've seen this photo like 20 times today, and trust me, I'm here to see it another 20. I'm fine with it. Right. I like that you're slouching over.
Right.
So you don't.
Well, I didn't want to make him look short, you know.
No, but it's very kind of you. You're trying to make him feel better by working against your natural, beautiful height.
Yeah, you'll be shocked to know that at the time this photograph was taken, I was very hungover.
I would like to see this photo, but with him on a 3-foot apple box with his arm around your shoulders.
Me? I didn't have an apple box.
But I did meet I met Edgar Wright at a screening of Attack the Block. So
did you tell him you loved him in Star Trek?
Yes, I would have definitely told him that. By the way, Stash says you can't find Stansel. He's 3 inches tall, which is interesting because right now we're actually looking at a photo of when Hughezy met Jim Stansel. So it
actually, him
I'm going to correct you. Stansel's on the other side of Dinklage. You just can't. Camera's too high.
Yeah. Oh, I was currently telling him about why it's your fault what happened to Ski Mask.
Oh, gee. Well, good. I'm glad that we didn't get too inside. So
this is a show that reaches out to all the movie lovers.
Yeah, if Ski Mask was in this film debate, it would be one bottle after another.
Well, I'm so glad you made the point that I've been holding in for this whole episode. I think that the car chases, over the up and down the hills, that seems like the only sequence in this movie that needs to be viewed on a big screen, like a bigger than normal screen. Like the point about Oppenheimer was like, oh my God, you have to see it in 70 millimeter. No, you have to see 90 seconds of that movie in 70 millimeter.
I'm going to
you needed to see all the
it was amazing in 70 millimeter. It was
you needed 70 millimeter for all of those security clearance hearings.
Those interior shots.
And Florence Pugh's bush.
Well, yes. Well, naked Florence Pugh.
See what you do to him? Christian would never use the word bush unless he was here.
Let's go more in detail on her hairy cunt.
He's naming his favorite presidents in order.
Yeah, right, exactly. So, we can take Oppenheimer out of it,
Bush. I didn't hear him say Trump Bush.
Please scroll back in my channel to find
when this was a movie show.
My review of Oppenheimer, where I was joined by Tukey, who was a very new character at the time, and he said yes to coming on my show. That's how new he was. And I asked Hughes. No, Hughes wasn't there, but I asked Tukey what he thought of it.
What did Tukey say?
Whoa! I believe is what he said.
He was knocking the whole time.
I don't think that's
who the fuck did that?
Really rough. It's a really rough Tukey. I mean, if you were going to tell me that was Fozzie Bear, I would.
Barney from The Simpsons, probably a little more. Sorry.
Yeah, that is definitely Barney from The Simpsons. So the VistaVision isn't like a bigger projection, though, right? So
no, but it's sort of like just the depth of it is on. I guess I'd put it like when you're like looking at it, like there's a crispness to it. And that scene with the going up and down the hills,
yeah,
on like a square looked awesome. I mean, I imagine it will look good on anything, but
Yeah,
there's something about that. Like, it felt like it was perfectly suited for that framing. So it's a really cool way to see it. I mean, I'm sure it doesn't necessarily add so much that is the only way to see it. Like, I don't know if when you go see like Avatar, if you see it in 2D, probably loses a lot of what makes that movie kind of cool.
Wow.
This movie, I'm sure, works without it, but it was I don't know, just like it felt like an older film in a lot of ways because of it. And it was just cool seeing something projected off film again, which you only get to see so much nowadays.
By the way, before you jump in, Hughezy, actually, when Avatar 3 comes out, I'm going to see it in 1D. I feel like that's going to be the way to see
Apple
it.
Watch.
And by the way, Matt Wilson, thank you for giving Hughezy $1.69 Canadian. So
Thanks for the tip.
Thanks for the daily $2, Matt. No.
I see you on KB show and you give $20.
Why can't you give me that? My daughter won't even reply to my text, but you can give me $5.
What were you going to say, Hughezy, before I showed you how rich you're becoming off of this stream?
Exactly. Yeah. But by the way, guys, I'm keeping that $1.69.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Nice. The thing about that the car chase, I thought that was really good, but it also sort of goes back to the sort of self-indulgent stuff that I talk about directors. Is that specific part literally the reason that made you think, oh, we've got to do this sort of action thriller, and why not use that on Tiana Taylor's arse? But to me, like, obviously it looked great. It looked great on camera, but it also sort of felt a little bit like that it was self-indulgent director-wise, because despite the four of us completely hung demons, we're not going to get that. Oh, they used a specific type of film reel on this specific sequence or shot. A human would be like, what the fuck just happened? Why isn't he trying to stop a sink shipping or whatever the fuck the term is?
A sinking ship. Yes.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, no, I know. Exactly.
And we knew it.
I did think that was a great sequence, and definitely a sequence that may have been longer than it needed to be, but I also felt like it worked. Just sort of.
I heard that as well about your penis, Christian.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I take all compliments. So the idea that and she figured it out better than I was. Just leave your car in the middle of the road, right over the rise, and. Hail Santa and all that. So I thought that it was interesting. What did you think of the sequence, Liam? We're not saying it's better than The French Connection or Fast X Part 1, or any other great, any great car chases. But I do think it was a great sequence.
I thought it was a great suspense sequence more than anything. Like, I think if... I don't have a lot of time to get into Paul Thomas Anderson showing all his influences in this movie, but I will say,
please do.
Well, there's a lot of Spielberg in this movie.
That's too much.
There was some Scorsese in this movie, but the end of that movie and that sequence reminded me, I was like, if Hitchcock had ever directed a car chase, this would have been the car chase. Like, the way that it's set up is very Hitchcockian with like,
Sure.
The guy following and then, cutting to Bob and then cutting back to her. And then that final showdown where she's ready to shoot him if he doesn't give the counter password. Is she, it just, that was very suspenseful because at that point in the movie, so many things had happened. It could have gone any which way. And the fact that she didn't shoot him was actually a really surprise and a relief more than anything.
Is that really what you got from that? Because I didn't think there was like a password he had to give her. I just thought that she was so full of anxiety that she couldn't tell what was specifically going on. Like,
right.
Maybe that's just me because I was enjoying a lovely bottle of water during the film. But
well, I mean, she was asking for the password.
Yeah, no, and I think it's because
Liam, if you love one battler after another so much, why don't you marry it?
here's the thing. She was asking him the password. I didn't read that as like if he didn't, like she didn't recognize him. It's just such a PTSD response to everything that we had just watched her go through in the movie.
Well, also, I think
that her brain was kind of on automatic at that point, and she was just kind of like, in pure survival mode.
But how would she know that there needed to be a password?
Because she
had given a password previously.
She knew all those passwords from earlier. So I think
he had given her that password, by the way.
The point is that she'd had this absolutely just crazy afternoon, which was preceded by however long she was hiding out in that convent, which didn't really feel like very long, but I can't quite tell what the timeline was. In any case, so it's just like, can I trust this guy who said he's my dad? I just found out that Sean Penn is actually my dad.
Right.
Hang on, I'm completely confused here. At what point did she get the password?
We don't see it happen. She has to say Beverly Hillbillies, Petticoat Junction.
Right, they have a whole thing.
So she says it when she's rescued outside of the school dance. She has to recite those things, and that's how she knows. Did you think that they were just talking about outdated TV references like Eric and I do on our usual streams?
Right.
I was thinking about Tiana Taylor the whole time.
Oh,
she was so PTSD. She was flashing back to Nick at Night. That's
right, exactly.
But I thought that part was kind of silly in that, as if she was ever going to shoot Jack.
No, but
now that we've explained it to you, go and watch the movie again.
No, but I'd also say, listen, we just saw her do something where she was so badass. And I mean, really, he didn't save her at all. She saved herself. So it's almost like you needed a moment right afterwards where she is a mess. She is a high school kid that's totally out of her skull, because otherwise she seems like superhuman. So I thought it actually was kind of a necessary beat after what we saw her just pull off to remind us that, she's like all over the map right now.
And she's running on adrenaline that entire last third act.
Yeah, and just to back up Eric's anti-woke point, it was the trans friend that sort of ratted her out. So it just goes to prove you, ladies and gentlemen, trans people are bad.
By the way, I just
it goes to prove that teenagers get scared, and especially
no, it was the way I said it was true.
But I did like how the teenagers protected her. I mean, that was actually when they all they did till they didn't. But the idea that they were lying,
infamously, stereotypically bad trans.
Here's the thing, no one's saying that except for Adam Hughezy.
I really
speaks for himself alone.
Really, just want to make the point that everyone else there was not afraid of what was going to happen to them in prison. It was only this kid who kind of was really at risk if he ever actually.
Which one?
I don't know. If we go to prison, the four of us, Liam, you and me, we would be the belle to the ball.
The fat girl wasn't worried about it. The fat girl knew she was going to be fine, I think.
Listen, I'm just saying that if Eric ever goes to prison, I feel sorry for anyone who messes with Eric. Okay.
Well, he's got a razor up his ass. You don't know.
Wow, believe me, I found that out the hard way. But
we'd already seen that Bluto had grown up in that kind of protected in the environment where it's he had a whole community that protected him, and he understood how to deal with the cops, and he understood how to talk to them. Whereas this they them kid, I wish I knew their name, didn't, and it's a very scary thing the first time a cop faces you, and you actually feel the institutional power of the government against you. It's terrifying.
By the way,
or maybe it was just a rat. And I think we can all agree, and Christian and Eric, I just got your DM, that it was proof that trans person confirmed that everybody is bad.
Well, we can talk about this on my show, but there's a lot of that. This is what the institution of the government can do to human beings. Sure. If it's unchecked, and
or maybe people just don't want to accept the blame for the fucking trouble they get into.
Okay, that's great. So it's one of many scenes we get in the movie where it's
what's the second one?
The first one is when this woman has to go into witness protection.
Right. So basically, the moral of the story is the woke left or fake and in the wrong.
I'll tell you what, guys. Let me know when you're.
Let's let Liam finish his point. And,
my point is
the actor.
Perfidia has to like run into witness protection because Sean Penn represents the power of the government to fuck with her life. Like
has to.
Yeah, I mean
she does have to. I mean, it's the only.
No, she chose to because of that big fat ass. She didn't want to pay for literally murdering the guy, so she goes, you know what? I'll go stay in a house that the guy from Angry Birds bought for me. This film exposes the hypocrisy and the double standards of the left. And thank you, Liam, for confirming that. You silly goose.
Hey, Hughezy, when they kick down your front door, what you gonna do?
I'll say, why'd you kick down my paid-for front door?
You'd say, Mom, why are you bothering me?
By the way, listen, if
Eric, the joke's on you. She hasn't spoken to me in years. So now you just look silly, Eric.
Look, I'm quoting The Clash, you fake European.
If any of us are ever on the run
from England, they're a bunch of cunts.
If any of us are ever on
you
the run,
live in the UK, Hughezy.
I am Ireland. How dare you?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Christian?
So if any of us are ever on the run from our respective governments and we need to confirm and we need to have code words and we want to make outdated Nick at Night references, I want to make sure that each and every one of you know to reference the greatest work in Jerry Van Dyke's career, My Mother the Car. So that is our code word. I know there's a baker's dozen of people that are watching that are going to know that, but our secret word is going to be My Mother the Car. And I hope that you can all join me for my Mother the Car cast, which will be starting soon. One of the final points I want to make is
when they kick down my front door, I'm coming with my hands on my head, not on the trigger of a gun, just to make that very clear.
Okay,
that is down though.
Yeah,
I'm a total coward. Let's just be very clear about that.
No way.
I'm giving up Perfidia the second that the bank robbery happens.
I'm going to use this video to get myself off and just make sure they go after Hughezy.
But if Eric went to jail, Eric would run that prison within 24 hours. Yeah. I know it.
I'm glad you made that point, Hughezy. There is a burning question about this film, and I have wondered, just in general, not so much film specific, how do you feel about Jungle Pussy?
Well, I've only seen the prequel, Jungle Cruise, starring The Rock and Emily Blunt. That being said, I did come out of that film going, cunts. So I kind of feel like I know what the sequel will be about. That being said, 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. I referenced earlier that this is a 2-hour and 40-minute movie, and sometimes movies feel every minute of the runtime. I felt like it moved along fairly well. We had some jumps in time. I'm going to ask Eric, as someone who is instructing future generations of screenwriters and filmmakers. Was there anything? He does that at the New York Film Academy.
I go to USC. Anyway,
well, he does it at the New York Film Academy when you don't want to have to go downtown, where you worry about whether or not your car
downtown.
In Burbank, your car is always there wherever you leave it.
You might have a ticket, but it'll still be there.
Yeah, well, all right.
That's why I pay for garage parking.
Flexing
to live in the garage.
Yeah.
So, is there anything that you felt like you would use this movie as an example for? This was confusing. This was too long. What do we need this for? Is there anything that comes to mind immediately, Eric?
Honestly, it was perfect. Like I thought, like this thing, there wasn't any fat on the bone. I know that's all of Hughesy's safe words right there. But it basically moved at such a great clip, and I love like the opening credits didn't kick in for like a half hour or something like that. It was the opening just kept going and going and going, and then finally a title comes up. I thought this was P.T. Anderson's just as accessible a film as he'll ever make. You know, so many times we're talking about kind of style sometimes getting in the way of the material. I think that's something he as a writer occasionally would run into, where it's like the second half of a lot of his films are kind of like a little muddy because he's like, well, why should I give you a normal narrative? But this one, I thought, like, even though the narrative wasn't necessarily a super straight line, you could connect with the characters, you understood them, even if you disagreed with them. And I found like it by the end of this movie, it ended just right. I thought the ending was fantastic, and I didn't find any scenes here that didn't need to be here. There might be bonus scenes they throw on the Blu-ray that I know a couple of people in this room might buy. But
4K, yeah.
And the end of it all, this was a tight ship. It was fantastic, and I expected to be nominated for 1 million Oscars.
That was a quite. It's funny you say that, Eric, but even the fact that it was 2 hours 40 minutes, did you feel at all that it felt edited, whatever the fuck the word is?
Edited, that's the word. You said it perfectly. Keep saying it that way. I do think it was edited pretty well, actually. I found it tight, and then like even Liam, what you were saying before about like even that when you guys see the film, you'll understand why we do this with the chase. It's a moment of tension more so than a moment of action. Suspense. And I thought it was perfectly edited for tension. I didn't find any moments here that were not done in a way like that, as tight as they could be. So at least for me, my old eyes, found it great.
Go ahead, Liam.
I was surprised at how happy the ending was.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was very earned. Like I didn't feel like
it didn't feel cheap. Yeah.
Didn't feel cheap. And honestly, it's the most satisfying Paul Thomas Anderson movie I've seen since The Phantom Thread. Or no, I'm sorry, not The Phantom Thread. Jesus. No, it is The Phantom.
The Phantom Menace is the one.
No. The
Phantom Zane.
No, fucking now you got me in my head. The Phantom.
Hi, Darius.
The Phantom Thread. It was the most satisfying PTA
movie. The Billy Shane film, The Phantom.
I already said.
No. So it's the thing is, right? It's like also a longish movie that because of the acting and the editing and the story flow did not feel overlong. And like I think The Master is a great movie. I checked my watch, a couple times during The Master. And I feel like that's a movie that's held together by Philip Seymour Hoffman, in his performance. And
can I
just finish my thought? And there's a short film I just put up on my channel, which is which it's called Cigarettes and Coffee, and it's Paul Thomas Anderson's first film. It's a short film that he made, and he talked Philip Baker Hall and Miguel Ferrer into being in it. And it's just 4 people sitting and talking in a diner. And it never feels slow, and it never feels longer than it's 23 minutes, and it actually becomes very suspenseful. And this movie One Battle After Another reminds me of Cigarettes and Coffee. And you can look at it on Pop Culture Dumpster if you're not watching the show on Pop Culture Dumpster right now.
Please head over there and like and subscribe. To the point about PTA movies being inaccessible and maybe not for everybody, there's a point that I think Magnolia is amazing. There is that moment when it starts literally raining frogs that a lot of people are looking around and they're like, the fuck is this? Is this really happening, or is this a dream sequence? And the rest of the movie just feels disjointed. For some people, not obviously cultured gents like ourselves.
Well, Magnolia is a movie that everyone's comparing this movie to. Yeah. And it's on Criterion Channel. And I was like, fuck it. I haven't seen it since the 90s. Maybe I'm remembering Magnolia wrong. I know more about film than I used to. Maybe I'll sit and watch it with a different eye. I got to the raining. I still haven't. It's still on the raining with frog scene on my Criterion. I have not moved past that scene. I just can't get past it.
It is tough. That's kind of what my point about that one is that it is very tough to I don't know, because it's almost like I wasted my time for everything up until that point, but I don't know. Do you feel differently, Eric?
I don't mind the raining frogs, honestly, as much as some of the choices he made in his other films. Mm-hmm. There Will Be Blood, where it feels like it jumped past really interesting parts of the story as almost like a shock. Like you think you're going to get these moments. Nope, you don't get them. It's going to cut ahead like a bunch of years. Same thing with The Master, where it's a very good point, Liam. Like Philip Seymour Hoffman, amazing in that. Joaquin Phoenix, Amy Adams, terrific. But then it just like characters start making decisions based off of who knows what, and then it just sort of ends. And so I found like this one, at least, like you were saying before, it's earned. Like we actually feel these things. It makes sense. And I didn't mind the frogs raining down because I don't know. It was such a unique moment, and it was just a way of doing basically the shortcuts earthquake scene without doing the shortcuts earthquake scene.
I think that the interesting thing is that this movie has a clear point where it could have ended or it could have jumped to the final scene, but I guess we don't resurrect Sean Penn's character. We find out he's still alive, and only to be taken out in fairly dramatic fashion by the Christmas Club adventurers, the Colonel Lockjaw, that is, and. I when he's walking down the road with his face blown off, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. And while it's satisfying to watch a man get gassed to death, somebody clip that. I don't know that I needed it so much because he was already dead in my mind, right. So I don't know that it's like no, now he's really dead. Okay, so we let him live so that he could then die at the hands of the Christmas Club adventurers. Did you have any thoughts about seeing that Colonel Lockjaw was still alive, Hughezy?
I need to go for a piss.
Okay, good. That's the perfect time to do it.
Oh, he's not leaving the screen.
No, he's not. And he actually has a urinal that he travels with. So, that's where Hughes will be. What did you think, Liam? The same question that if you can hold your bladder.
Same answer.
I also fell asleep while you were talking.
Good.
No, the thing is, I think like it was. I get what you're saying. It felt like a very satisfying ending to his arc, but also again, like I think it would have been cheap to have him killed there because the point that I feel like Anderson was making was not just that this was a bad guy and he deserved to die. It was like this guy is the face of a system that will just destroy its own over and over to cover its tracks and to really pursue its higher goals. Like he thought that like he thought that they had his back and he thought that he was like in and he thought that he was a member just because he vocalized their goals. And it's like, no, they want true purity in the United States, like in a scary way that's beyond even what the Nazis were looking for in Germany. And I think like I am going to get called a commie here, but I think it was also a commentary on capitalism and there's a machine and like the machine will just chew you up and spit you out.
By the way, hot take from Guillotine Vogue. PTA has made 2 truly great films. There Will Be Blood and One Battle After Another. I don't know that I necessarily I don't support that. But Stash also wants to know, is Hughezy on the brown sugar? He was sober 30 minutes ago. No, we've been doing this for an hour and a half. He was not sober.
I heard a lot of cans being opened.
I don't believe that he was sober 30 hours ago. But Stash is actually concerned.
He was sober 30 years ago.
Well, that is definitely a possibility. And as Hughezy settles back into his chair to sit on his own personal fart box, I want to know, Stash is concerned. Are you on the pills? You're nodding out Zumach style.
Sean,
that's kind of your answer right there.
Yeah.
Hold for applause.
Sean Penn question. I just thought the one flaw was that if we were to show the younger version of him, could he have not had some type of hair dye? That if his hairstyle was so bizarre, could he have not at least had it go gray 16 years later, or whatever?
I loved his hairstyle, the comb over from the back.
Yeah,
you never see that.
I loved his walk. Right,
yes.
Like it looked like he lost a major body part in battle, but you're not sure which one.
I also like when her name was Charlotte. What was the daughter's name? I'm embarrassed now that Charlene. When she points out how tight his black shirt is, and he's immediately like, "It fits perfect. I'm not a homosexual." It's like, whoa, dude, nobody said anything.
Well, then she pointed out his lifts, and I felt like that was just her as an actor trying to get him into a race. Like I felt like that was Paul Thomas Anderson whispering to her, like, call out his lifts. He will really get mad. And then he did. As soon as she said the lifts thing, like it was a very real escalation of rage.
Well, to be fair, Liam, I don't think that any director would try to get Sean Penn angry around a woman based on what he's definitely done.
No. I don't believe he's definitely done anything except
sorry.
for.
In fact, I think we have a picture of Hughezy with Sean Penn without his lifts on.
That is true. Sean Penn was on the tour of Milk, and he came up to me and he said, "Thank you for the inspiration." And I said, "What?" And then he awkwardly walked away, and I thought, "What a nice guy."
Just imagine if Hughezy were sober 9 hours out of the week. The things you'd be able to do, the people you'd be able to crush
9 hours out of the month.
Are you talking about black people, Christian, again?
No.
Oh, sorry.
But to answer all of Stash's questions, he's not going to be able to get help until he wants it. So there's nothing.
I mean, I don't think we have to worry about Hughezy. This is half the Hughezy that I think we all fell in love with.
Oh yeah,
this is an older, more mature Hughezy.
This is the Hughezy I really took notice of on WATP 3 years ago.
When you presented all the clips from that Bruce Springsteen podcast that were like 4 minutes long, that's actually the first time I really noticed you.
Yeah, that was.
Is this a good time to ask if I can come on to review Deliver Us from Evil?
Is that the Bruce Springsteen movie that's coming out later in the month?
No, it's Fast and the Furious 11, Deliver Us from Evil. That's
I do want to talk to you about Deliver Us from Springsteen or whatever that film is called.
It's called Springsteen, so that we know who's in it. Colon.
But he's not in it.
He's his character.
Isn't he?
He's not in it.
Here's the great thing
Send
about
Bruce the link.
Here's the great thing about that movie. There is an incredibly interesting story that happens while he's recording Nebraska. Yeah. Because he's also writing and producing and getting the E Street Band to play on 2 Gary U.S. Bond albums instead of recording Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band albums. The story behind that's fascinating.
Would you like to know something that's interesting about not just the only just about the making of that film? Paul Walter Hauser, who plays, I don't know who he plays in the film, he had a long-running public text feud with the boss of one of the podcasts I work for, Conan from Keeping It 100, really? And they said all kinds of horrible shit to each other, and I generated thousands from it. Thank you.
I believe that Paul Walter Hauser plays Clarence Clemens in the film. I'm fairly sure because he's such a tremendous actor.
It's actually Leslie Jones doing that, by the way. That big animal.
I don't think I even know it. I don't even know what that means. It doesn't even make sense to me. That's.
I thought you meant somebody else. I thought you were talking about.
You meant Leslie Nielsen. Probably.
By the way, Eric, you don't have to ask. I'm going to be cutting a lot of things out of this. After
I mean, why aren't you just gonna
that horse left the barn a long time ago?
Aren't you just gonna delete it from your channel? That's what I expected you to do.
He's gonna scrub this. It's gonna be 7 seconds long.
Yeah, I might. This might not last long on my channel.
Yeah, so enjoy it while you can.
This episode will be shorter than the highlights of one of Liam's stand-up specials.
That's exactly right. I tried to cut together some highlights this morning. Did not go.
You don't have a reel for the special yet?
I'm making a trailer.
The Ukraine has more highlights from Vladimir Putin's last Snapchat than Liam's fucking stand-up.
Well,
Hughezy, I'm going to make you pay the $1.99 to watch it. I'm not sending you a link for free.
Send him the link.
Send him the link.
Joke's on you. I'll get somebody else to play it on their phone, and then I'll watch it still.
Actually, joke's on Kevin Brennan.
So he can watch it.
Kevin Brennan's sniping Karmic X. This is a much better drunken.
I think we're having a lot more fun over here.
You know it was so brilliant. Is this fucking Neil Brennan just interviewed Jason Biggs from multiple good films, and
from American Wedding, Jason Biggs
plus prequels. So they're getting all types of really good. He's getting massive coverage for it because apparently, and I'm not even joking around, I didn't know, but apparently Jason Biggs had legitimate Robert Downey Jr. level problems. Yeah. So Neil Brennan's getting all this coverage from this interview while fucking Kevin Brennan is interviewing Karmic cunt X for the 17th time this month.
By the way, Hughezy has a picture with Jason Not So Bigs that we can look at.
Yeah, this was actually from a really fun night out I had. This was actually before Jason
Smalls, I think is his name.
Yeah, this is before he sobered up, and then it was really weird. He started developing height on the spot, and I was like, "What the fuck are you taking?"
By the way, I like you're wearing a Bowie shirt just to underscore your sexual ambiguity and the kind of tension that's going on in this picture.
Well, if you think that's weird, I was wearing a Joan Jett underpants.
So, because someone super chatted on Hughesy's channel, we have to
better be splitting that.
Semi-nefarious Buttanoid. Hey, Nathan Lane. I think that's me. Big fan. I like your Siskel and Ebert backdrop. Thank you.
Contagious.
It may be.
Would you like to hear a funny story about the word contagious?
I got up this morning saying that I hope at some point somebody gives me a funny story about the word contagious. So please, yes.
Somebody said to my dad, I said to my dad, can you help me write a school report with the word contagious? And he says, when I ask your mom to wake up, take you to school, it takes the contagious.
I have to say I love that joke. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I could.
I mean, it is funny. It's just that he savagely beat me when I was a child.
Thank you for teaching us to love again.
Listen, if you think that the last hour and 35 minutes have gone well, and we've invoked the names of Siskel and Ebert, I think that this is always a fun way to wind down a show with some outtakes of Siskel and Ebert recording.
No, this is not. Don't worry about it. I know, he was wearing a brown sweater. This is not the part that's supposed to match, Slick. Mm-hmm. Give it a moment's thought. What are we doing now? The promos. Mm-hmm. Do you know what they have to match? Nothing.
Roger
no
Ebert
promo ever has to match anything.
I thought we were about to do...
Welcome to the exciting world of television.
What were you going to say, Liam?
I said Roger Ebert always looked like he was wearing a toupee, like ever since he was young.
Yeah, exactly.
A wholly new field for you to begin to learn in.
Well spoken, Roger.
Well, that's something that you rarely hear. Compliments really paid to you.
Roasted!
Can you pause that there, Christian?
Absolutely.
What a stupid thing to say. Well said, Roger. Well, I guess that's nothing you rarely hear to say. It's like, why the fuck would he hear somebody else's name compliment him? You're stupid and you deserved what happened to you and your jaw.
Okay, well, I don't know that I'm going to go that far, but...
that reminds me of the incredible twist at the end of the Peacemaker series finale.
No, season finale. It's just the season finale.
Kevin Costner in the Pentagon thriller No Way Out.
That's this week on Siskel and Ebert.
No, it's the series finale. He's announced.
Why does this always have to be lockstep? How about something like this? It's Thriller Week on Siskel and Ebert, and we've got 3 big ones, and then 3 one-liners.
They made the
Dennis Quaid in the Big
East. I was going to say I don't see anyone on this screen who has a big one.
You know,
and then 3 one-liners.
Christian, like he gave you some sort of insider scoop on Peacemaker and what's coming up. So John Cena, of course, WWE wrestler, is retiring in December, and from what I understand, is that he has legitimately years and years overdue back surgery. So he is getting that surgery ASAP, which would be before the end of the year, which means you may not see a Peacemaker season 3 until maybe fucking 2027 if we're lucky. He's messed up, frankly.
I would say that James Gunn's probably too busy making movies anyway, so that's fine.
James Gunn announced this is the last of the series, but I won't explain why. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But
thank you.
I will say you can see John Cena visibly losing a lot of weight during the season 2. Like he's gotten very, very skinny in preparation for his back surgery. Like there's a lot.
That's what we all think when we look at John Cena. It's like, Jesus, this guy needs to hit the weights.
The one pun wandering into the chat, we always appreciate seeing him. Cena got hair plugs before back surgeries. I mean, look, some things are important. One pun.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's finish out with
Ask
our
me what I
friends.
do with 10 grand.
Let's finish up with our friend Siskel and Ebert here.
Dennis Quaid in The Big Easy. Why don't Michael Caine in The Fourth Protocol. So-and-so in No Way Out. That's a better promo.
Yeah.
Okay. Ready?
I guess you're going to do
We
it.
have to rewrite it, don't we? Because you can't.
Oh no, let's.
You can't ad-lib, Gene.
Can we do for the last week and next week we'll do it. Next year we'll do it next.
No, every week counts.
You read it then. You ad-lib it. I'll do nothing. Let him do whatever he wants. This is going to be today's.
That's why
theme.
I think we ought to write it into the.
No, let him do it. It's Thriller Week on Siskel and Ebert in the movies, and we've got 3 new ones.
Got to have energy up and the movies out.
Fun.
It's hard to really settle on which one of them's a bigger cunt, but I'm leaning towards Ebert. For sure.
You feel like as soon as they were done filming that day, they had some vicious vicarious sex with each other. Like the second they stopped filming.
But you're actually going to be surprised as to which one was the bottom.
Up and the movies out.
Why don't you read both parts?
I'd like to.
2 bottoms, 1 cup.
Sound a little excited, James.
Sound less excited, Roger. That's why we're redoing it, because of what you did. It's Thriller Week.
That's why he
on
wished
Siskel and Ebert
cancer
in the movies,
on
and
him.
we've got 3 new ones.
And
You
the
first.
movies, not at the movies. And that's why we're doing it this time.
That's this week on Siskel and Ebert and the movies. And the asshole. And that's Roger.
That's why it's worth watching to the end.
Those fucking pieces of shit, Siskel and Ebert, are exactly why YouTube is dead now, because of wankers like the Critical Drinker, because they think, oh, my opinion actually matters. It doesn't.
No.
But unfortunately, people can get up off their arses and go to the cinema and go see Tron Arse.
Yes.
Aries.
I think you rearranged the letters.
How was Tron Ares, Christian?
I thought it was visually very interesting and spectacular in the IMAX way.
God, you are what's wrong with YouTube.
I was going to say a little light on story, but there's a lead actress in there that obviously caught my
Jesus.
attention. Hughezy. There's just one. But
she's got a nice ass. No, she's got a great ass.
She's got a great ass.
All the way up it.
All the way up it.
What did you think of Tron Ares Hughezy?
I was genuinely shocked at how much I enjoyed it. I went into it assuming disaster. I thought the trailer didn't really do it justice because it didn't actually tell us what we were getting. But generally, I thought it was really good. Now, to be fair, I had a big weekend. So it may actually stink, but I came out of it thinking not bad at all.
There was a question in the chat from Adam Hughezy Hughes.
That's a good question.
Liam, how many inches?
As many as it takes, baby.
I thought the answer was 70 millimeter. Again, this is a paid question.
This is for me.
Yeah.
That
Will you
Liam,
translate what Wheezy said past 15 minutes?
She said, "Oh, George."
Thank you. And by the way, if there's going to be humble brags on this show, Stash gets to point out that Stan Laurel went to my Scottish school.
Wow, this guy's 120 years old. Congrats.
So I don't know. I would say that Tron Ares is not the third best entry in the Tron series. So that's my hot take, and that is why YouTube is destroying society. Another question from the chat. Eric, how many inches?
The over-under is half.
Oh, okay. We appreciate that. Well, I want to thank the three of you for really hanging into what was a very easy conversation to navigate. And
I just wish Hughes had been able to show up.
I think that we all really hit every point about the movie. I can't imagine having another conversation on another channel at another time where we talk more about it. And
expect an email.
Maybe repurposing it and using it on my channel as well. But in terms of all the things that can be found, I do want Hughezy to explain where this can be found.
Well, see, that's me and Paul Thomas Anderson, and it was so weird because we're hanging outside a editors convention session. But he was like, "Yeah, I love editors. I love it when they cut out unnecessary shit." And I was like, "Did you?" But we will talk more about Paul Thomas Anderson on the great It's Hughezy Hello podcast. And if you check out Hughes Entertainment on YouTube, you may find the video versions and highlight videos, of course. And at the Hughezy on Twitter, at the Hughezy on Instagram. And I actually forgot what Christian asked me to do right now.
Well, I was asking you to just promote your wares. And here's the fun thing about the episode of It's Hughezy Hello, where we asked the question, does Paul Thomas Anderson stink? I'm the one that's going to be drunk. I'm going to go on the Stuttering John diet for like 4 hours before we do that show. And you're going to see a mountain of Coors Lights. Actually, he doesn't drink Coors anymore, does he?
No, he
Challenge accepted.
I just want to point out, and this is what makes me really mad at Paul Thomas Anderson.
Black people?
No. Beverly Hillbillies, Green Acres. That was what you told him your safe word was.
Yes. And where can your special be found, Liam?
It'll be found October 24th on Amazon Prime through Comedy Dynamics. I've been told it'll be a little hard to find, so I'll be putting up direct links to it, which will be fun.
And also, perhaps you can come visit us over at Who Are These Broadcasters, where we can share some Katie Porter videos. So that could be fun.
Also, I just want to point out, I would like that. Also, just want to point out, I have my concert film from 15 years ago. Tell Your Friends, the concert film, where I took my indie comedy show and put it on the big screen, had its premiere at the South by Southwest Film Festival, not to brag.
It was called the South by South because nobody wanted to watch it.
That was exactly what they did. They changed the name of the entire festival that day. No, but I will just say it's got Reggie Watts, it's got Kurt Braunohler and Kristen Schaal, it's got commentary from Jim Gaffigan and Mark Maron and Kumail Nanjiani. And you can watch that for free on my YouTube channel. What has Liam done?
Listen, if you ever want comedy, you got to go to the guy from Ghostbusters 5.
Oh, that's the good one, the Ghostbusters 5. That's
I would laugh along with you. I would laugh along with you, except that's how people are finding the movie right now, is searching Kumail. So
perfect.
Kumail, he did a film called, I think it's called The Big Sick, and it should have been called, like, I'm ready for some hilarious pun work here, The Big Pile of Shit, because it basically became a story about how he makes props. That's what the film is all about. He's a scumbag, and he can go fuck himself, and I'm so glad.
You mean in the film or just in the world?
Well, I didn't see behind the scenes, but I'm so glad that there's no in between Eternals 2, because he's a piece of shit.
Didn't you meet Kumail Nanjiani one time, Hughezy? I thought you met him.
I actually did meet him outside. This is outside the premiere for 30 minutes or less.
Right. And you said all that you said to us right now.
And he seemed like such a nice person at the time, but once you get to know him, he really was just terrible, and he kept farting. Like where's your manners?
You got to know Kumail. I just want to point out, between the four of us and Kumail, there's one Oscar nomination.
Wait, Eric, what did you get an Oscar nomination for?
No, Kumail was nominated for his movie, Best Screenplay.
Right.
Well, you know what? We don't need to get Oscar nominations because Christian Blatt's got an Oscar hanging between his legs. All right.
That's been said before, but I appreciate you mentioning it again. Oh, yeah. Well, I went to the Emmys 4 times, and not because I was nominated. So the one pun...
But because you were carrying your wife's drugs.
Why are you afraid to read that super chat?
I'll get to it. I wanted this one first. Siskel, Ebert, and Bladt. I don't know how I feel about that. And... semi-nefarious buttnoid. Nathan, I saw the birdcage in your Miami Vice episode. You were even more effeminate in real life. Very impressive.
That is very impressive.
If you want to know how effeminate I am, come see me out back. And
it's true. We had to stop recording for a second because he jumped on a table and said, "A mouse, a mouse."
I love doing this show, but what I don't like is the pre-recording where a Christian jumps up and splits his cheeks wide open and says, "No one's ever going to say this." And I think, why would you do that? Just be a nice person.
No, right, I think it sets the tone for what follows. And Eric, is there anything that you feel like you should possibly promote on this stream?
Here's the thing. I'm calling this show Perfidia because it is disappearing 15 minutes after this is over.
Well, you'll be able to find it over there on the Bladtcast because
it'll be in Mexico. You just have to go over to Mexico to watch this because it might be illegal in most states. Apparently I got a Lauren Connor, aka my wife, and I did a wonderful review of sometimes. Jesus. Alex, are you still on watching this? Brewster's Millions. We did a wonderful review of that. She brought all her NBA knowledge to the floor. You can find that on Geekscape. And, wherever Christian goes, he is the Leonardo DiCaprio to my whatever Tiana Taylor's backside. So I follow.
You're a kid, man.
I just want to say before we end,
you hit black people?
Anyone who's going to, in the future, make a 6-step amends to me, already accepted, no need to call.
Yeah. Anybody, you're just saying that in general.
You made it through the end.
Anybody on the screen, already accept your 6-step amends. Don't worry about it. Sorry, 5-step amends.
And you can, of course, find me here on the Bladtcast. Please like, subscribe. Who are these broadcasters? Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. On our next episode, we will actually be sharing with the world all the fun that Eric Zane and I had when we joined the great Tom Myers versus the rest of the world. So please tune in to find out about that. And you can find the full episode now wherever episodes are found. And check it out. Obviously, we cover all the hot button issues of the day.
Is that the Baltimore skyline behind him?
He's Baltimore funny man Tom Myers. I don't.
It's the Contamore skyline whenever he's around. He's such a piece of shit.
What I love about Semi-Nefarious Buttnoid is that Semi-Nefarious Buttnoid just keeps giving money so that we can't possibly end the stream. There are 2 beards on screen and 1 off screen. So
listen. I will address that comment directly. I am openly, secretly gay. Okay.
You are openly, secretly gay.
No, I'm not.
Okay, and then I think
those are beaters.
I think the perfect way to end the stream is to thank Liam for something that he did for me last week.
He wants to promote Snaggletooth. Who are these broadcasters? Am I right, John? There you go. Thanks for the $2. Thanks for the gumball, Mickey.
So thanks for the comment.
Hang on. When did Stuttering John have Paul Stanley on the show?
You
Mo Howard
blew up my secret trolling Stuttering John account.
Oh no,
that's all right. I think he certainly won't remember.
I have several friends whose fake accounts I saw. They all were scrolling on that show, and I was like, I got to join these guys.
Hughezy, didn't you once meet Paul Stanley from Kiss?
We did. It was, and to be honest, it was kind of an awkward conversation because I said to him, Mr. Stanley, I love your band. I love your solo stuff, but why won't you bring Kiss back to Ireland? And he says, well, there's all kinds of reasons why I can't do it. So I said, you know what? Go fuck yourself. And then I went home and I yelled at my ex, and that's why she chose to have an abortion.
I love that your Paul Stanley sounds like the Charlie in the Box from the Island of Misfit Toys in the Rankin Bass Christmas classic Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So,
and then Gene said, "Would you like to buy a Kiss branded coffin? Because we're selling them for only $2,700 today."
You know, if you buy a Kiss branded abortion stick, you could kill your own child with a crazy all night fucking stick.
We started with pedophilia and we ended with abortion humor. I feel like it's a full circle.
You can pretend you're the star child in 1977 with this coat hanger.
You know, Liam, I'm glad you mentioned we've got the Kiss condom and the Kiss coffin, so we can get you coming and get you going. Please go to kissonline.com. Oh my gosh, Quadfather's going live in 30 minutes. All right, we all got to get ready.
Fuck him. He's not going to stand in 31 minutes. Who cares?
Oh, you mean
I know he's your friend, but I kind of rooted for the pool in that argument.
He's not my friend.
Should have ended 9 or 90 minutes ago, and then Eric comes in with that at the end. So we appreciate that. Okay, see you again. A buzzer beater, Liam. Thanks for not eating for 113 minutes.
Oh, he did.
Record.
I ate this podcast up. I fucking ate
Eric Stash wants to explain that technically he missed the pool. And Johnny A wants to make sure you smash the likes, but not on Liam's channel.
Hughezy, how did you get Quadfather and Schmoll Buckman to both clear their calendars and do your podcast? How did you find a hole in both of their days when they weren't doing anything?
It wasn't the Sabbath, apparently.
You're such a rude person.
Chris Tuthill is part of the hashtag Pool Squad. I think we obviously for so many reasons I'm told we're out of time.
Yeah.
So I want to thank all of our guests.
Morty, do we have any more time there?
No buzzer beaters.
Yeah, I want to apologize.
Artie, can we get a couple more minutes? No.
I want to apologize to the affiliates. We did go a little long tonight, but we'll make it up in our next episode. Where I believe the great Lucy Tightbox, Once Over with Kaylee, I believe we'll be talking about the first Halloween film. And
by the way, I don't mean to be vulgar if this gets taken out of context. Have you noticed that Kaylee has big fucking massive tits?
No.
Where?
Does she tend to keep them at home and not when she's podcasting? I've never seen them.
But I know I've never
married man, Hughezy.
That being said, I've got to say she started doing a thing called Lucy Does Dabbleverse.
Yeah.
And if that's her in the intro video,
you know, I've seen her on screen with two big boobs. Producer Chris and Carl, am I right?
This guy Liam McEneany, he's fucking crazy.
You just roasted my friends Carl and producer Chris.
Carl is gay though, but go ahead.
No, he's a Just Do It. That's not the same thing. John has explained.
No, he's gay.
That's no. He's a Just Do It. It's not the same thing.
Just do
he's
it.
Coming to his
he's gay. He's gay.
Just a question. I have to take a piss. How long does this show go usually?
Just sit there.
It usually goes 57 minutes. We're in an hour of bonus time because we hit the goal tonight. We got the $270. Yeah.
Johnny Crutches.
Semi-nefarious. Johnny Crutches didn't sit down the whole time, and neither did Quadfather. Semi-nefarious Buttnoid can't believe there's only 17 viewers. The One Pun says, go longer, need more content and distractions. That's our show. We will see you next time on the Bladtcast.
Go MLC.